Hello, good evening and welcome to Business Live. Coming up, Bank of Ghana urged to restrict the creation of dollar accounts as the total amount of foreign currency deposits with banks in Ghana reaches a little over $4 billion as at the end of June this year.
These forex bureaus that are not licensed are all over the place. So absolutely, the Bank of Ghana have got the power. So far as they are mandated to manage the finances of the economy, they can restrict some of these payments.
Also, Liquefied Petroleum Gas Marketers Association dismisses government's assertion it is working assiduously to ensure at least 50% of Ghanaians have access to safe, clean and environmentally friendly LPG by 2030.
If governments continue to adopt this kind of attitude of not wanting to remove taxes from LPG, it's impossible to achieve any increment in consumption. At the moment that has been paid, consumption is on the decline.
Plus, Institute of Chartered Accountants Ghana rejects claim that it is deliberately failing applicants of its professional examination. More from the Institute's 39th graduation and admission ceremony.
Those who apply themselves diligently and follow the content and have prepared themselves well will pass. So that should rather encourage people to enroll. And also it tells you that the integrity of the certificate that you hold is high.
My name is Beverly Broohm. Do stay with us. Thanks for staying with us. Now let's take a look at the details of our stories. Now, total amount of foreign currency deposits with banks in Ghana reached a little over $4 billion at the end of June this year. That's according to Bank of Ghana's data covering banking operations for the first 7 months of this year. My colleague George Riafe has more.
The foreign currency deposits are basically all the major foreign currencies that are saved with the commercial banks. However, for the purpose of reporting, the amount is being converted to dollars. This is despite the fact that it is just a fraction of these deposits that are held in other currencies like the pounds and euros. The $4 billion ending June this year in terms of foreign currency accounts represented more than 8% growth from the beginning of this year. But for some, the biggest concern here is that not all these accounts are held by businesses and individuals that are directly in the dollar-related business. These accounts are needed, but rather a chunk are held by individuals.
We apologize for the bad sound there. Meanwhile, financial analyst and management consultant Christian Tachijan is urging the Bank of Ghana to restrict the creation of dollar accounts as part of measures to reduce the amount of foreign currency deposits in circulation, which is contributing to the cedi's depreciation. He spoke on the marketplace.
It's no surprise that for the first half of the year, the banks are holding much over $4 billion as funds with these banks. And you ask, what is the purpose for such currency deposits? Is there a build-up against international payments, and that will be crystallizing soon? Yes, genuinely, some of these funds are for such transactions. Others might also be for advance payments to suppliers. But you ask, is it the best that we can do? In all of these, I strongly suspect that a lot more is actually due to the conditions that I did mention earlier. And so people prefer to keep the hard currency to hedge against inflation and the weakened local currency, just to be able to preserve the value of their monies. Bank of Ghana is charged with managing finances in the Ghanaian economy. In other jurisdictions, it's very difficult coming by hard currencies on the streets. But what we find in Ghana, all these forex bureaus that are not licensed are all over the place. In some jurisdictions, you can only get hard currency of foreign that is just at the airports, but it's very different here in Ghana. So absolutely, Bank of Ghana have got the power. So far as they are mandated to manage the finances of the economy, they can restrict some of these payments.
Away from that, the Institute of Chartered Accountants Ghana, ICAG, has rejected claims that it deliberately fails applicants for its Chartered Accountant Professional Examination. According to its president, Professor William Atwilik, his outfit is committed to churning out competent professionals, hence the decision to tighten the examination process. He spoke at the 39th ICAG graduation and admission ceremony organized in Accra.
Speaking at the 39th ICAG graduation and admission ceremony, Professor Atwilik said the institute will continue to exhibit high standards so that the values and ideals of the profession are not compromised. He therefore admonished applicants to work hard in order to qualify for the examination.
We need to ensure that the content of our exams, the processes involved in the examination, really do that. That's what I mean. In fact, tightening the process makes it easier for people to pass, because then we eliminate errors or we reduce them to the barest minimum, and we ensure that those who apply themselves diligently and follow the content and have prepared themselves well will pass. So that should rather encourage people to enroll. And also it tells you that the integrity of the certificate that you hold is high. The credibility of the certificate is very, very important. And so it shouldn't be the case that somebody who doesn't have the right competence and skill set is awarded a certificate as an accountant.
April 2020, so Richie Nyame is winning 5 awards.
The 39th ICAG graduation and admission ceremony saw an alumnus of the University of Ghana with first-class honors in political science, Richard Nyame, emerge overall best graduating candidate of level 3 after sweeping about 3 awards. In an interview with Joy Business, Richard Nyame said sanctions against professionals engaged in unethical accounting practices should go beyond just withdrawal of licenses to imprisonment.
It shouldn't be just withdrawal of license. If prosecution can follow, it should be done. I mean, that will go a long way to deter a lot of people. Because if you withdraw my license, I mean, I can still find other ways to do what I have to do. But once you are prosecuted, you are, I mean, behind bars. You don't even have that freedom to operate. So it should be part of the measures to sanction or discipline anyone who is engaged in such practices.
Meanwhile, his twin brother, Richmond Nyame, was also recognized as best level 2 candidate in public sector accounting and finance.
I would say it wasn't an easy paper, because when you check the examiner's comment on that particular paper, the pass rate was just about 18%. The catch for me was just the perseverance to get through it.
The ceremony was the second for 2022, and 179 qualified accountants were issued certificates. In all, 487 new members joined the institute, having satisfied specific qualification criteria, including 4 ASWA graduates and 33 post-chartered diploma graduates.
The Liquefied Petroleum Gas Marketers Association has dismissed government's assertion that it is working to ensure that at least 50% of Ghanaians have access to safe, clean and environmentally friendly LPG by 2030. Speaking at the launch of the National LPG Promotions Program in Obuasi, Deputy Energy Minister William Oreku-Edu said the government over the past years has undertaken programs, activities and initiatives towards promoting use of LPG. But Vice President of LPG Marketers Association, Gabriel Kumi, disagrees.
Governments continue to adopt this kind of attitude of not wanting to remove taxes from LPG, it's impossible to achieve any increment in consumption. At the moment that has been paid, consumption is on the decline. So how can you talk about 50% by the year 2030? Government is talking about cylinder recirculation. Yes, but government should not think that cylinder recirculation per se will increase consumption of LPG. It will never. It takes the price of the product to come down for us to be able to increase consumption.
I guess you're convinced that the national LPG promotion program they have launched will do the trick. Have you seen the details of the program in itself, and how optimistic are you about its aim, which is to promote the use of LPG?
Dario, I have the document. We have the document. We've studied it. It's a good document, but putting things on paper and reading them will not do the trick. You need to take practical measures to ensure that those things you put on paper come to fruition. No matter the brothel we go to speak, if we don't take measures to bring the price of LPG down, now the average LPG cylinder is costing about 160, 170 Ghana. How many Ghanaians? LPG is more or less a luxury product. The ordinary Ghanaians are not able. Now it's only the middle income upwards that are able to consume LPG domestically. The masses of our people that we need to consume LPG to help government achieve its objective are not able to afford the product. So it will be, even currently, the 25% we are talking about, we believe we've even gone down, because this objective was set in 2018, where we are 20%. Population has grown, okay, but consumption is declining. So we believe that we are now at about 22, 23%. We are rather going backwards. If we are to do the survey now, I don't think we'll get 25% of Ghanaians consuming help.
Now, the National Energy Transition Committee has been urged to fast-track processes in its mandate to develop a robust energy transition policy, according to West African Regional Manager for the Natural Resources Governance Institute, Nafi Shinri. There should be transparency and further engagement with civil society organizations to develop effective policies.
The committee is to assess the benefits, risk, and cost of global energy transition and determine risk mitigation measures, along with cross-cutting issues that must be addressed. According to Nafi Shinri, more effort is needed to accelerate the activities of the committee before the 27th Climate Change Conference of the parties.
What I highlighted was the need for the committee to accelerate its work, because if they are aiming to present at COP27, it's important that by now at least they should be nearing their assignments. They should open up the space for engagement with civil society and other groups and the Ghanaians in general. And because we know that there has been some engagement, and in fact they engaged civil society a couple of months ago, but we don't have access to any document that would give us an opportunity to actually interrogate some of the issues and numbers in the transition plan.
Fiscal policy analyst Dr. Alex Mpabin said revenue from the country's fossil fuels should be channeled in building a robust renewable energy.
As we transition from fossil fuel, which is mainly oil, and then moving into greener energy like solar panel and the rest, what are the challenges for those who are already working within the fossil fuel sector? So there's the urgent need for us to reconsider. Government need to have a solid plan on how to integrate those who have those skills, who have been trained within fossil fuel. How do we transition them into greener energies? You shouldn't also lose sight of the fact of the economic implication with regards to lost revenue. Currently, the oil sector contributes a lot to government revenue. But as you try to move away from fossil, that is a way of decommissioning whatever you are getting from oil revenue. And I do believe the way out, I think it's for the government to first starting to invest some of the revenue coming out from our fossil into renewable energy.
The National Energy Transition Committee has been tasked to evaluate the current situation in the energy sector and the effectiveness of existing policies and measures.
Thanks for staying with us here on Business Live. Now to some other stories. Management of Aboso Goldfields Limited has disclosed that the company is to spend about $19.77 million to reclaim close to 1,500 hectares of disturbed lands, representing 18% of the over 8,000 hectares concession on Damang mine in the Prestea Huni Valley municipality of the Western region. In fulfillment of this, AGL has posted a security bond of $19.8 million, comprising $7.6 million cash and $12.2 million bank guarantee with First National Bank. This means that in the unlikely event that the mine fails to rehabilitate the disturbed lands, the state can fall on the $19.8 million bond to carry out the rehabilitation of the land.
Daman Mine is the first mining company to have signed a reclamation security agreement and bond with the government to ensure that the company reclaims all used lands for the benefit of the host communities. The reclamation security agreement entails filling the mined lands with soil to restore them to their original state as at the end of mine life. Currently, 506 hectares, representing 34% of the disturbed lands, have so far been reclaimed, even though mining is still ongoing. Acting General Manager of Daman Mine, Charles Kofi Inti, reviewed these at the 2022 Open House Forum on Rehabilitation Planning for Mine Closure held at the mine sites.
The Reclamation Open House Forum is the forum that we use to show people what we are doing about rehabilitation. Okay, so we allow every stakeholder who's interested to come to the mine to see how we are doing the rehab, what we are planting, and how well we are managing the whole process. So today we went to look at a typical tailings dam that has been reclaimed or rehabilitated, and we saw that we have about 103 hectares of land that we have cultivated with coconuts or palm, with cashew, with mangoes, with cabbage and all those things. The idea is to prove to everybody that after mining, the land doesn't go waste. You can restore the land and you can use it for any purpose that you need to use it for. We also look at waste dams where we indicated that you have to re-slope the rocks, okay, so that you get a gentle slope, because the land could be used for farming in the future. So you re-slope it, you put oxides on it, you put topsoil on it, and then you plant. Whilst you are here, you do maintenance. So it means that any plants that die, you replace them, and then we maintain until we are sure that the land can take care of itself. And we need to also ensure that we have a return of fauna on the land. Then we can then go to EPA and go to the Minerals Commission for approval that the land is adequately restored.
Participants from Daman, Huni Valley, Aboso, Bompiaso, Chichere, and Subri, including officials from Environmental Protection Agency and Mineral Commission, went on field trips to tailing dams and rehabilitated sites where rubber, coconut, cashew, cabbage, and oil have been cultivated. Manager Community Affairs and Stakeholders Engagement, Abdul Razak Yakubu, also stressed their scientists continue to monitor and test the soil to ensure that there is no cyanide on the reclaimed lands.
They have been very impressed with what they have seen. We visited a coconut plantation, over 10 hectares of coconut that has been used to rehabilitate an old tailings facility. We visited over 50 hectares of oil palm plantation. The oil palm is fruiting, and then some of our stakeholders have been able to acquire some of the fruits to take along with them. We've even tried processing oil out of the fruits, and then we have samples available that we have given to our stakeholders. So all in all, I'll say that it's been a success. The rehabilitation that we are doing with the involvement of our stakeholders has actually been a success.
For Joy Business in Athalia, Kwanza, Western Region.
The Deputy Minister for Employment and Labour Relations, Bright Rekubrobe, has challenged the youth to create their own jobs rather than depend on white-collar jobs. According to him, there's fulfillment in being an entrepreneur instead of chasing after non-existent white-collar jobs. He disclosed this at a forum on precision, quality and standards building organized by Design and Technology Institute.
At a forum organized by Design Technology Institute on Standardization and Precision Quality, the Deputy Minister for Employment and Labour Relations, Bright Rekubrobe, urged the youth to be proactive in creating jobs for themselves. According to him, there are a lot of opportunities in the informal sector which the youth can tap from instead of relying on white-collar jobs. He further noted that ensuring the right level of standards in products and services generated in the informal sector will enable producers enjoy the full benefits of their output.
I'm using your medium to appeal to the youth that, in fact, I have not seen the richest person in the formal space, as in people working civil servants, or all those who are very rich are those people doing their own jobs, who have created jobs and doing them. So let us see that jobs not only come when we put on ties and so on, but then when we put our creativity into places, we make sure that these jobs come. What we are doing now is to encourage and ensure that standards are applied to whatever service and products that we offer. When we do that, our youth in the informal space would then begin to see the benefits of what they do, because they would get value for money. I mean, people would patronize their products, and unemployment rate will also go down.
On championing the importance of standardization and precision quality for the informal sector, Chief Executive Officer and founder of Design and Technology Institute, Constance Swanica, said Ghana can only kickstart her industrialization agenda when the players in the sector fully understand standardization and scalability. According to her, Africa can become the next production hub if the informal sector of the continent is able to standardize their operations and output.
For the average artisans, if I gave you an order to produce 6 chairs, let's just, simple analogy, each of those chairs would not be the same.
Technology and customer engagement platform in Ghana, M-Notify, has launched its 10th anniversary celebration. As part of the celebration, M-Notify has also launched its new and improved customer engagement platform and mobile app. The Chief Executive Officer of the company, Ronald Tego, told Joy Business the company will continue to contribute to the Ghanaian business industry and economy through the creation of effective customer engagement and communication tools for small-scale businesses and large organizations.
As a customer engagement company, what we basically do is to make sure that our customers are able to either grow their reach, engage their customers in a very effective way, and build brand loyalty using basic tools like bulk SMS, voice SMS, and AI-powered chatbots. I remember very well starting M-Notify from KNUST campus about 10 years ago, and here we are. It's been an awesome journey. I'd like to say a very big thank you to all our customers, all our stakeholders, our mentors, anyone who has contributed one way or the other to the success of M-Notify. And finally, I'd like to say that look out for more from us, look out for more value-added services, for more customer engagement tools, and look out for more on chatbots in Africa as well.
On that note, we end Business Live here on the Joy News channel with me, Beverly Broohm. Thank you so much for watching. For more news, do log on to myjoyonline.com/business. Enjoy the rest of our programs.